Prince Charles and Lady Diana's romance was a grim fairy tale right down to the Wicked Witch. The twist in royal biographer Penny Junor's new book, this witch was a designer-clad, beautiful, and blonde young princess. In The Duchess, Camilla Parker Bowles and the love affair that rocked the crown, royal biographer Junor argues it wasn't the prince's pretty wife but the other woman who became the real injured party in this love triangle. According to Junor, Parker Bowles didn't destroy the royal marriage and she may have saved the monarchy. It's definitely a contrarian opinion. More than 20 years after her death, Diana has practically been sainted. Yet, Junor insists, the people's princess was never as innocent as she appeared. Not only did Camilla date Charles first, she loved him more. It was the summer of 1971 when mutual friend Lucia Santa Cruz introduced the two 20-somethings, warning them to be careful. "You've got genetic antecedents," she teased. Camilla's great-grandmother was the mistress of Charles's great-great-grandfather, Edward VII. Camilla, then Camilla Shand, already had a serious boyfriend, Andrew Parker Bowles, a dashing military officer. He proved perpetually unfaithful, and she grew sick of his escapades. One night, seeing his car parked outside another woman's house, Camilla let the air out of his tires. A flirtation with a prince sounded like a great way to get even. Except the fling turned serious. Charles enjoyed her sense of humor and she shared his love of country life. They were well matched and happy. All was well until Lord Mountbatten, Charles's beloved great-uncle, warned him to end the romance. Only a virgin, preferably an aristocrat, could become the wife of a future king. Charles dutifully broke off the romance. Camilla married Parker Bowles. And the Prince of Wales resumed the hunt for a suitable mate. He finally seemed to find her in Lady Diana Spencer. They had first met when she was a schoolgirl and Charles was dating her eldest sister. Now, in 1980, he saw a happy-go-lucky 19-year-old who loved laughter and children. And she saw a prince, the hero in all those paperback romances she constantly read. Things started going wrong as soon as the engagement was announced and in ways the process would repeat throughout their troubled marriage. The perpetually clueless Charles decided it would be a nice thing to do now that he was no longer an eligible bachelor to quietly send all his old girlfriends little notes and gifts of jewelry. The forever insecure Diana took that as proof that he was still in love with them. She flew into a rage. He told her she was being silly. Diana was deeply pained by her own parents' divorce, and now she began to fret. The night before her wedding, she was sick as a parrot, reports Junor. Her bulimia was still a carefully kept secret. The princess-to-be told her sisters she had cold feet. They laughed and pointed out the country was already buying wedding souvenirs. So Diana said, "I do." The ceremony was an international sensation, the honeymoon, not so much. The couple had agreed on a Mediterranean cruise, but that was all they agreed on. Diana expected bodice-ripping passion. Charles looked forward to 2 quiet weeks of books and watercolors. All went badly. One day when he wasn't looking, she ripped up his pictures. Then matters got worse. One evening, she noticed his cufflinks had 2 interlocking Cs, a gift from Camilla. The next day he dropped his diary, and Camilla's picture fell out. "Boy, did we have a row," Diana confessed later. The rows only continued. Although publicly she was Diana, Princess of Wales, composed and elegant, privately, she was different. She screamed at her husband, kicked the furniture and threw objects at him. Charles tried to appease her. She didn't like his friends. He dropped them. She didn't like his dog. He gave away a lab he had for years. Eventually, he simply stayed away. His distance only strained the relationship. Her moods darkened and her bulimia raged. She lost so much weight that her wedding ring fell off. Charles grew so moody, his friends feared he was having a nervous breakdown. In 1986, they reached out to Camilla, urging her to call him. Their love affair was rekindled. But, Junor writes, Diana was not willing to let him go so easily. She cultivated reporters, feeding them stories. She alerted photographers to her outings with their sons William and Harry, burnishing her image as the fun, loving mom. She also began calling Camilla, late at night, with anonymous death threats. "I've sent someone to kill you. They're outside in the garden. Look out of the window, can you see them?" It was ugly, and it went on for years. But then the end came rapidly. There were dueling embarrassments. First, in 1992, the papers intercepted a phone call between Diana and a lover, in which she railed against this FG family. Then came an overheard call between Charles and Camilla. He said he just wanted to live inside your trousers, and talked about being reincarnated as a tampon. Finally, in 1994, Charles gave a TV interview and confessed to seeing another woman, but only after his marriage had irretrievably broken down. The next day, the interviewer confirmed the woman in question was Camilla Parker Bowles. Her husband, though he knew of the affair and maintained a steady stream of girlfriends during their marriage, demanded a divorce. Diana responded with her own TV interview. She talked frankly about throwing up and cutting herself, admitted to adultery, and blamed most of her woes on a relationship the prince had lied about from the start. "There were 3 of us in this marriage," she famously said, "so it got a bit crowded." With that, the Queen had had enough. She asked her son and daughter-in-law to divorce, as soon as possible, for the good of the country and the monarchy. By 1996, the fairy tale marriage came to an unhappy ending. And then, a year later, so did the life of Diana Spencer, the hugely sheltered, wildly oversensitive, assistant nursery school teacher whose worst mistake, perhaps, was falling in love with love. If Camilla weren't already widely loathed, Diana's martyrdom ensured it. Yet, Junor suggests, the public's hatred of Camilla only strengthened Charles's ties to her. They had always understood each other completely, and now they closed ranks. Finally, in 2005, they announced their engagement. Times had apparently changed. Not only was Camilla now deemed suitable marriage material, but the Queen herself contributed the ring, a $100,000 diamond. After the wedding, Camilla began the slow process of winning over the British public. She's making headway. She favors popular hobbies such as horses and gardening. Her charities, including literacy programs and rape crisis centers, are worthy ones. And if you doubt she's won over the press, take a look at the index for the Duchess. Under Diana, Princess of Wales, the entries include insecurity of, volatile/bizarre behavior of, and media war against Charles. Under Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, the entries include attractiveness of, friendly/warm personality of, and caring and compassion of. It's not the usual sort of fairy tale, but Camilla's finally found her prince. And a happily ever after ending.